This is Halloween measurement. You're going to have a stack of Halloween characters that you're going to share with your group, but you need your own paper and some blocks and a dry erase or a marker pencil. Okay, when I look at my card, it's going to tell me what I'm measuring. How tall is the mummy? When I look at the mummy, I see this big black line going from the bottom all the way to the top. That's going to be my guide for my blocks. So when I start putting my blocks on here, I'm going to start it clear at the bottom at that end point. Oop. And when I add another block, I'm going to make sure that my blocks are touching. And I just carefully keep adding blocks until I get to the top of that line on top of the mummy's head. So about there. I make sure that my endpoints are touching down here and that there's no spaces between my blocks. Now I'm going to count how many blocks tall my mummy is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, come to your paper. You see a picture of a mummy and it says, how tall is the mummy? And in that box, I'm going to put a 6. Sometimes your line is going from the bottom to the top like on the mummy, but sometimes your line is going to go from side to side. So it says, how long is the broom? You may have just thought, I'm going to measure the witch, but we're not. We're measuring the broom. I can see that the line goes from the furry end of the broom all the way to the end of the stick. So this time when I use my blocks, I have to line up on this endpoint over here. Carefully add my blocks so that there's no spaces between them. And I stop when I get to the end of the broom. Let's see how long this one is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also 6. So I'm going to find my witch's broom and write a 6. Okay. I'm going to look at the ghost. I see a line going from bottom to top. The pumpkin, it wants to know how long he is. So from side to side, see his hands holding that big line. And then my Frankenstein is going from his shoes all the way to his feet. Oh, and this monster, it wants to know how wide he is. So it's going to go from one side of the monster to the other side of that monster. Measure all of your Halloween creatures. Make sure you fill out your paper and then take a picture of your paper and put it on Seesaw.